Hey, what's up everybody? Stammer35 here, back at it again with the pickups here. This time I'm going to be showing you guys the games I picked up through the month of January 2026. Got just a handful of games here, so it's going to go ahead and get right into it. So first up here is the game Never Dead for that PlayStation 3. I remember seeing this game, all the way back when it originally came out and stuff. And I thought it looked, kind of interesting and stuff, but I just... for one reason or another, I just never never got around to buying it or anything. But over the years, as time went on, this game looks like it might be pretty fun or something. So I was wanting to play it. I know this game, it didn't get too good of reviews when it came out. It was pretty jank and stuff like that. But honestly, like I said before, I like some jank in my games. I don't mind a little bit of jank, and especially with games like this, we don't really get games like this made that often anymore. So I really do miss this era of game when we got games like this regularly. It's kind of funny how that works. You may either see games like this or you never heard of them before, and then you don't really pay much attention to them. They kind of pass you by or whatever, and then later on you're like, man, I miss when we actually got games like this pretty regularly, and you don't get them anymore. So now you just go back and play the ones that you missed out on or something, or you want to give something like a chance to see what it's like, even though you heard about it but didn't really wasn't that interested in it at the time. New Ways to Kill, No Way to Die. Yeah, this thing has an interesting mechanic where the main character, I can't remember his name right now, but pretty much he's immortal or something. He can't die, but you can lose his body parts and stuff, and you can control his head and all that, and his individual body parts and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting concept. It all started 500 years ago. Bryce gained immortality at a terrible price. His job, hunting demons for the government. If he can keep his head, maybe humanity has a chance. And that's just the Spanish version and everything. This was that era when games had both English and Spanish on the back and everything. So it's pretty much all to read on the back. There's the Never Dead disc. I don't know how it'll show up on the camera, but the disc is looking quite clean. Yes, sir. You love to see it. And then over here is the manual. Silent Hill, Book of Memories. And Silent Hill Down. Oh, it's all the Terror comes in many forms. It's got the three Silent Hills that were out at the time, the HD collection, which I heard wasn't very good, and the Silent Hill Book of Memories and Silent Hill Downpour, early 2012. This manual is a little bit thick, actually. I'm gonna flip through it real quick. Feel free to pause it to read it if you want to. Hopefully I can get a good angle on this. Just in case anybody ever wants to read it or anything. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. This game actually has multiplayer in it. That's one thing I kind of don't miss from this era, is when every game seemingly just had to have multiplayer attached to it. I really wasn't too big a fan of every single game having multiplayer. Sure, some did turn out pretty good, and some others weren't that good. Some other game multiplayers tacked on were the 2013 reboot multiplayer. Lord, that was trash. And it's the same thing, just in a different language. And notes section. And yeah, I guess that's why this manual is so thick. It's just the same couple pages, just in different languages. I wonder if any of you guys can read this. Huh? Can anybody read this? Because I sure can't really. I mean, I know what it says because I looked through the manual, but I just can't just like read it, you know. But next game I got here is a PS2 game, and that PS2 game is Cold Winter. I found out about this game a few years ago. I don't recall or remember hearing about this game back then, or maybe I did. I just didn't pay attention or something. But I really don't recall seeing this game back then. So I only found out about this game a few years ago, and it looks really cool. Actually, it's like a first-person shooter, and it just from what when I found out about the game, so I don't remember how anymore. But I found out about this game, and I looked into it, like looked up gameplay and stuff. I'm like, this looks like it's pretty fun. So I've had it on my list of games I would like to own and play for a while, and now I finally do have it. Now I just got to get to the playing part, which can be actually be the hardest part sometimes. So many games you would like to play, and there's not much time to really play them. No tux, no license, no mercy. You are Andrew Sterling, MI6 agent, disavowed, facing execution for spying in China. A trusted friend from your past saves you at the last minute. You agree to work for his private security agency, but your first job may be your last, as a powerful secret society snares you in their deluded schemes. Online shootouts with up to 8 players or up to 4 offline split screen. Cause mayhem in 6 gritty and exotic environments. www.coldwinter.com. Hopefully get a good look at these screenshots here. The battle intelligent enemies who take cover and call for backup. Pick up, use, or throw most objects or combine them to create useful devices. Or combine to create useful devices. Bodies realistically contort as they take impact and damage. Powered by GameSpy. You know these servers are gone then. But yeah, it looks like a pretty solid first-person shooter. So I've had it on my, like I said, I had it on my list of games I wanted to play. It looks pretty cool. There's the old disc. Here's the disc. I don't know. It's once again, I don't know how it's gonna show up on the camera, but you can see it's got a couple little like scratches here and there. Nothing too bad. It doesn't look terrible, but it's definitely a couple scratches and stuff. It's definitely been played, so you know, hopefully that means it'll still keep playing. That's all you gotta taste these games out. So stay tuned for an inevitable video on that. Flip through a few pages of the manual really quick. That's the multi-tap thing. Yeah, that's for the multiplayer. I never had one of those. I never played online on the PS2 games. Pause to read that if you want to. Cool, Scarface game. Coming fall 2005. The Scarface game was kind of cool too. I've definitely seen that before back then. It's funny, like I said, I don't remember seeing this game back then. I definitely remember seeing that Scarface game back then. It looked kind of cool. Alright, so this next game is another one towards the 360 collection, nearing being finished with that. And that next game is Deadly Premonition. This is another game I've definitely heard of and seen a little bit of this game before. I've known this game for like a long time. And I'm like, you know what, I really need to get around to playing. So it really made me like remember to, really made me remember to like look this, well, I kind of been looking this game up again, and then I remembered it, and I was thinking about getting it and stuff. What really made me want to get this is this guy that I watched on that live streams on Twitch. His name is PeteDorr. I've linked to his stuff before in some of my other videos, but he's a really cool guy, PeteDorr, and he did does like his horror month streams where he streams nothing but horror games throughout all the month of October. And this is one of the games he played last year, and I was watching it. I'm like, I've seen parts of Deadly Premonition before, but I never really like sat down and really watched it, because like I said, I never really like sat down and watched it a lot. I was just watching him play the opening beginning of this game. I'm like, you know what? I need to get this game. Like, I've kind of been thinking about it before here and there, but when I was watching some of his playthrough, I'm like, dude, I need to like have this game already. How have I not played this game? This is the type of games that I freaking love, and stuff like this. I should have had this game. So I'm like, yeah, that's it. I'm definitely gonna buy this game. It's just insane. This game is just crazy. Like, it's so insane and weird. And it's made by Swery65, who is another like developer I like. Kind of, I mean, they're both, him and Suda are both different, but they make similar, weird and very them type of games. Swery65 and Suda. I've played more Suda games than I've had Swery games, but this is one I'm definitely going to get into. Welcome to Greenvale, a remote rural town where mystery and murder go hand in hand. Assume the role of Agent Francis York Morgan, that's a name, and delve deeper into Greenvale's deadly secrets. Interrogations, investigations, and bloody crime scenes await you in this seemingly sleepy town. Can you survive long enough to fulfill your deadly premonition? Yeah, this is definitely stuff I've like seen little bits and pieces of this game, and I've like heard different like things about. Like, this is that game where that whistle song comes from. If you've heard it, you've likely heard of that. There's a very distinct like whistling music, so this is where that comes from. There's other like various things that like sounds and stuff in this game that I've heard, that I've seen appear in like either YouTube videos or something like that. Like, I've definitely like heard various different like sound effects and stuff from this game, despite the fact that I've never played it before. And here's the disc. This looks really clean. Not really a scratch or anything on it from what I can see. Great. And oh, it's a thick, man. I'm not gonna be able to look through it and this entire. Look at this. How thick this manual is. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna flip through a couple of pages. There's no way I'm gonna look through this entire manual. It's actually really thick. Good lord. Just the video of the thick manuals, I guess. Yeah, when I heard, I know there's a couple different versions of this game. There is a PS3 version, and honestly, I started to get the PS3 version because I usually play like multi-platform games. I usually play those on the PS3, but when I was, also when I was watching Pete play this, he was talking about how actually if you wanted to play Deadly Premonition, the 360 version is actually the better version to play, because I forgot what it was different, but there's like stuff in the PS3 version is like changed around and different somehow. There's got like different alterations and changes in the PS3 version, even like the re-releases later, because this game's been like released on, I think, like the Switch, I think, and they like every time they release the game again, they change something about it. Every like version of this game is kind of different or whatever. Like the most original authentic version to play, like the original version that You know, like the original, version of the game is apparently the 360 version. Plus, this game is backwards compatible on like the Xbox One and Series and stuff. So, if you do want to play it, just get the 360 version. If you have a Series or an Xbox One, you can play it on that, and it improves the frame rate and stuff. Then also, when I was looking at the daily Premonition, I looked up, what the differences were. You have to like go find it again, but yeah, you can definitely just like look up the differences between the different versions and stuff. There's like it was been like lists and stuff of the different versions of this game, and yeah, if you're the 360 version is considered one of the better versions, if not was considered like the best version of the game to play. So that's the one I went for instead of getting on the PS3. Yeah, I'm not gonna flip through this entire man. Like I said, this is thick. Hopefully you can read it. Just, the glare and whatnot. This game just looks so goofy and stuff like that. Yet another game that has the multiple, and once again, that's probably why this manual is so thick, like the like Never Dead's. Although Never Dead's wasn't this thick. It's got mini games in here too. Yeah, if you guys are interested and wanted to see gameplay of this, I'll put a link to Pete's stream in the description. You guys can check that out. That's why I was watching gameplay. I was like, you know what? I need to get this game already. I've known the game existed for like years, and I was just never got around to buying. But when I watched that stream, I'm like, yeah, I can't watch the stream no more. I gotta get this and play it for myself. I should have been got this game. I don't know what took me so long to getting this, but I finally got it now. And last but not least, the final game for today's pickups video is, it's a modern game, the RoboCop Rogue City collection. So this is a collection that contains the RoboCop Rogue City and then the DLC was Unfinished Business, I think it was called. And it also comes with a steelbook too, which is pretty cool. There it is. RoboCop Rogue City collection. I think that's the steel book, and then that's the main game and the DLC all on the disc. Free Old Detroit and RoboCop Rogue City. Face the dangers of Omni Tower and RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business. So yeah, this comes with both DLC on the disc and some extra stuff. Like, this collection includes 2 games, RoboCop Rogue City and RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business. 9 exclusive bonuses from both games, an exclusive premium metal case. Yeah, it's pretty cool. For a while I didn't even know they were gonna make this. I'm glad I held out on buying this, because when this at first came out, it was just RoboCop Rogue City on the PS5, just that physically by itself, and I wanted to get that when it came out, but I wasn't able to get it at the time, so I was just just waiting until I was gonna go and buy it eventually, and then sometime later they came out with the DLC, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna have to get the main game and buy the DLC later on at some point too, so that I still haven't bought either one yet. And I'm glad I ended up not being able to get them at the time they came out, just holding off and waiting, because I did not know they were gonna come out with this until like a few months ago, when because apparently this came out in Europe first. I saw that this collection came out physically in Europe first, and then we got it here in North America in January. So I pre-ordered this off of GameStop when I heard that North America was gonna come out. I was like, okay, sweet. So I saw you could get it at GameStop, so I pre-ordered at GameStop and got it there, because like I said, I'm glad that I held off on buying it, because now instead of having to buy RoboCop Rogue City and Unfinished Business separately, I can just get both of these at the same time and both on the disc. So that's good. Like that. Love it. And I appreciate, and I have this game downloaded on my PS5 already because I'm pretty sure at least Rogue City. I think a few months ago they actually gave this game away free on PS Plus. So before I even known this existed, I was like, okay, cool. I would still like to have the game physically, but I'll go ahead and download the game from PS Plus since it's free. So why not? So I do have this on my PS5 digitally. Well, not on there. Yeah, I did throw it in my library so I could be able to play it later. But I did download Rogue City when it was a PS Plus game. And then, of course, it didn't come with the DLC, but now that I have this, now I do have the DLC and the first game too, both physically. So that worked out well. I'm glad I wasn't, like I said, I'm glad I didn't get it when it first came out. Like I was planning on doing, but like I said, I just held off for a bit. But that worked out in the end, so I'm glad I held off. And now I'd rather have this, get everything right here on one thing, plus all the little extras. So this is even better. So I'll probably still end up playing it through this, more than likely. But it was cool to have it, downloaded and all that stuff. And there you have it. Those are my pickups for the month of January. Tell me what you guys thoughts on this. Do you guys have any of these games, or have you played any of these games? That's the most recent one. Did any of you guys manage to get the RoboCop Rogue City Collection? Have you played it yet? Is the game, and tell me, is the game as good as it looks? It looks like it's really good. So if any of you have or have played that at any point, tell me. Do you guys have any of these other games or played them, anything? But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll stand right there 5 and I'm out. Peace. Please don't forget to leave a comment, like I said, talking about this or whatever other games, or just what games did you guys get? Did you guys pick up any games this month? Leave it down in the comments about what games you guys got this month. Hit the like button and subscribe. Peace.